Jane Slater always has us covered on the Cowboys, which means she's right across the bridge from us right now in Philly. And Jane, I hope you're eating all of the sandwiches in Philadelphia while you're here. All of them.
I'm going to need it to stay warm out here. It got cold on me, Colleen. Well, talking about going cold, let's talk about the offenses of both the returning Super Bowl champs as well as the Cowboys. Starting with the Cowboys, this is a team that once held their hat on the run game, and specifically Ezekiel Elliott. But in 3 of his last 4 games, he's been held to 61 yards or fewer. And then you look at this offensive line, well, it just hasn't been the same without their starting center, Travis Frederick. On Sunday, they'll be without their starting left guard, Connor Williams, who is out with a knee issue. And then when you look at the Eagles, it's clear that there are defenses that are now doing a better job of defending against the RPOs. They also, in their run game, missing Jay Ajayi, and they were excited about the prospect of getting Darren Sproles back, but he re-injured his hamstring, so they don't have him. But the good news is they do have a new receiving threat, Golden Tate. Jordan Matthews told me that we all know about how good he is in those yards after the catch, but he also makes it harder for them to guard against opposing defenses. Worth noting, Tate matched up against the Cowboys in Week 4 when he played for the Lions. He had 2 touchdowns of 38 and 45 yards. Will he have a coming out party with the Eagles on Sunday? We'll have to wait and see.
That's right, Jane. So Golden Tate, he's going to face the Cowboys 3 times this season. That's interesting. We'll be talking to you in a little bit, but we'll be watching this quarterback matchup as well. Dak Prescott's numbers this season, they've been up and down. 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a passer rating of 89. Carson Wentz is outperforming him in most major categories.
Yeah, he got a better team around him too.
Yeah.
He does.
No, it's true. There's a lot of factors that go into that. So Dak isn't the only one struggling on that offense in Dallas.
No, and everybody else's struggles are making Dak look like he's struggling. Look, I said it last year. I'm going to say it again this year. This offensive line is broken in Dallas. It's broken. And I said it about probably like 18 months ago when I saw Tyron Smith have that neck injury. He has not been the same. And people cannot discount enough the importance of Travis Fredericks, the center of this offensive line. He does things in the run and pass game that allow this offensive line to be dominant. Yep. He does things one-on-one. I've seen this guy block Fletcher, allow this offensive line to be dominant. Yep. He does things one-on-one. I've seen this guy block Fletcher Cox one-on-one that allow this run game to be dominant. There's not a lot of people in this world that can do some of the things Travis Fredericks does. And then you look at the rest of this offensive line. They allowed 28 sacks this season. That's good for the 6th most in the National Football League. And they're allowing 6.6 QB hits a game. Now, part of that is there's not much creativity in the offense. So Dak's holding on to the football. Part of that is they just got Amari Cooper. A lot of the receivers wasn't creating much separation, so Dak was holding on to the football. Part of that is Dak is seeing ghosts, and now he's trying to get out of the pocket to create some things down the football field. They need more creativity in the offense to help the offensive line out. They have a 4th-ranked overall defense. They have the components to be a good team. Just coach them better. We need more creativity, Scott Linehan. Let's go.
You know what else?
The run game isn't there either.
You know what else Travis Frederick does? He helps Dak Prescott get set on the front end, not just in what he does.
Identifies everything.
Yes.
That's very important.
Yeah, I mean, they're struggling right now. And we talked about it earlier with Shop Talk. I'm looking at the coaches, you know. Everybody back in August, back in training camp, knew that they had a problem at the receiver position. The only people who didn't want to realize, who didn't want to acknowledge it, were the Dallas Cowboys, were the coaches. So you wait until halfway through the season to trade for Amari Cooper, right? And you give them 1 week to prepare for the Tennessee Titans. A quarterback and receiver relationship takes years to develop. I mean, how long does it take for you to go into a football team and he's still learning his way around the locker room. He's still learning his teammates' names, right? So you can't expect Amari Cooper to be the primary contributor when he just got there, right? And so that's why I feel like they've done a disservice to Dak, is because they lost weapons with Dez last year. They didn't replace it until halfway through the season. Jason Witten was his safety blanket. Right now, they're not getting any production from that tight end room right now. So you're expecting more production from Dak with less weapons. And that, to me, is one of the main reasons why he's struggling right now.
Yeah, they don't have him set up well. Plus, the defense could help out the offense as well with some more takeaways. I think they only have 8 right now this season.
Not good.
So put them in a little bit better field position. But I also want to talk about this Eagles defense right now. The secondary, they're missing 2 of their top 3 corners right now. So you have Sidney Jones out and you have Jalen Mills out. So Rasul Douglas, he'll be playing opposite of Ronald Darby. And then they also just released Dexter McDougal. So they have a problem there at their slot corner position with Sidney Jones out. So I'm wondering what it's going to look like. I'm wondering wondering what kind of committee approach it's going to be.
It's going to be Avonte Maddox is going to play a little safety, but he's also going to play in the slot. He had a really good game in London. He's a physical guy. He can get up and hit you a little bit. And also Crevion LeBlanc, who's got one of the best names in the NFL
right
now.
That's very fancy. Can you say it again?
Crevion LeBlanc. LeBlanc. It's like when you get Le'Veon Bell and, I don't know, LaShawn McCoy.
Stop.
What?
I'm just saying. I didn't know where you were going.
Exactly like that.
He's played in the slot before. He's a new addition for this team. So Maddox and LeBlanc, I'm looking for both of them to play based on what I heard. But go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No, that was it.
Okay, sorry. I felt like I stepped on you. I'm sorry. I was over there earlier this week talking about. And the other thing is, I'll get back to Golden Tate because this is something I talked to him about this week. Mike and Reggie, I want your take on it. He said after one day of practice, he says, I think Carson Wentz throws a pretty good ball that I like, it's going to be good to catch. And I said, well, why is that? He said, well, he's maybe the tallest quarterback, definitely the tallest quarterback. Plus, he delivers over the top.
So you can see the ball come out.
So he can see. Now, he's played with Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Short. And he's had Matthew Stafford, who's 6'2", 6'3". I've seen him listed. No, shorter than that? There you go. And we'll give you a little bit of the sidearm. So now you've got a 6'5" guy coming over the top. And a lot of what Golden Tate does is in traffic. So the higher that ball can come out, the better for him. So he was really excited about that aspect. Plus, by the way, he got 2 bye weeks. Not only is he playing the Cowboys 3 times, he's got 2 bye weeks this year.
Oh, that's so interesting. Wow, what a great season it's been so far for Golden Tate. Wow.
There you go.
So we're going to be watching that game Sunday night. I wonder where Le'Veon Bell is going to be watching that game on Sunday night. Is he going to...
It won't be in the locker room.
Exactly. We're going to talk about whether or not he's showing up to